Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm continuing with the What's Holding You Back series, and I wanted to specifically talk about uncertainty, dealing with not knowing, not having all the information, not having all the facts, not being able to predict. As human beings, because we have for a long time we've been optimized for survival, there's a part of us that really wants to be sure, when you want to make a big decision, either in your business, in your personal life, in terms of what do you invest in, what do you study, there's always that element of uncertainty. There's always, and sometimes most of the procrastination that we face is because we are trying to optimize so that we know everything. It's almost like trying to make sure that all the ducks are in a row. But I have been coming to terms with a lot of decisions that I've been trying to make, new things that I'm trying to do, and I've actually realized that we need to embrace uncertainty. We need to embrace just being in that foggy area where there really isn't. You're not able to see, you don't see everything, but you just work with the signals of what is around you. So the first thing that comes to mind is, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is just understand that everybody else is exactly like you. That time when you're feeling uncertain, you feel like you don't know, there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're at a disadvantage. The reality is, I was looking at some of the predictions when people were talking about, like in 2015, when they were predicting what was going to happen in 2020. Even in 2020, when COVID started, what people were predicting it was going to be and what it has been like. Even in this current week, with the ship that is stuck in Suez Canal, nobody knows. Nobody really knows. Like, we try to predict, but in reality, we actually do not know. The second thing that I also wanted to understand is that in the journey to dealing with uncertainties, do not be married to one idea. So sometimes I'm an ideas guy, and at times, when you have an idea, we want to defend our idea. We want to say that this is the thing that we have to do. But if you actually think about it, that when people apply for a patent, when you discover something, you do not get a patent for the idea, you get a patent for the execution that you do. So as a result, I actually think that a better way of looking at it that I've been trying is that every time that I have a new idea, what I should do is I should quickly find ways to debunk that idea, so that I then end up focusing on the ideas that are actually worth something, the ideas that can be scalable. Because I could come up with an idea, but maybe the market has a different opinion of my idea. So the quicker I find that, happen, but the first thing is to, it's almost like unattaching yourself from that feeling that you have with the idea, to say that this is my thing. Because as a result, if you really stick to one idea or are not willing to be adaptable and work with what's happening, you then are not able to take advantage of the other signals that you're going to be getting, or opening up ideas to something else. When you say, okay, this idea, we're closing off this avenue, we're not going to focus on this product, for example, we're going to focus on something else. That's now a new idea that you have. But in order to get that, you need to get rid of that idea. The third thing that I also think that in the journey to uncertainty, I think you need to really focus on what your strengths are. What is your unique advantage? What is the thing that you're doing better than everybody else? What is the thing that comes to you naturally? What is the thing? And then optimize for that. Because as you build that, then your confidence actually increases as well, because you know that you're working on the things that you're good at. And therefore, if I'm going to be handling uncertainty, I'm not too worried about the uncertainty piece, because I know, oh well, wait a minute, I am good at this, I'm good at visualizing, I'm good at coming up with a new vision. Then I focus on that and then allow my strength to then guide me, as opposed to sometimes when we're dealing with uncertainty, we optimize. It's almost like we want to rush to our weaknesses, or the things that are not our natural and unique identifiers, and then as a result we then lose our confidence, and then it's almost like it becomes like a virtuous circle of trying to, you all know, but what if we just focus on what we're great at, and then we do that. And then for the last thing in the series of what's holding you back is to just take one step at a time, 1-2 steps. Sometimes, if you're type A people, you want to know 5-10 steps ahead. You're trying to make a decision, you're already thinking about a 10-year plan. But in reality, you don't know. What if you just say, okay, I know that I have my 10-year plan, but what if I just focus on step number 1? and step number 2. And then when I do that, I'm gonna know a journey from Los Angeles to New York, or here in our case in Australia, a journey from Sydney all the way to Brisbane or Melbourne or around Australia in the evening when there's no street light is going to be, you're going to be guided by how far your lights can go. So it's going to be about 100 meters, 200 meters, and that's all you can do. A journey of 1,000 kilometers, 5,000 miles. All you're going to be guided is by what you're seeing in the moment. And there's a freedom and a liberation that I think that can also get when you're dealing with uncertainty. It's like, okay, what do I know right now? Okay, what is the signals that I have? What information am I having? So I just wanted to encourage you in whatever you're doing, in your business, when you're trying to make decisions in your life, in your career, that uncertainty is always going to be with us. Do not worry too much about trying to know what you need to do, because the majority of the rest of the world doesn't know either. Number 2 is don't be married to one idea. Quickly debunk ideas and work with the ones that are working. And number 3, focus on your unique and strengths and your advantages and double down on that. And the 4th one, just one step at a time. Hope you have a great one and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.